What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Truth Serum.
I'm Joey.
I'm Jeff.
Today we got some divisional games to talk about.
Oh, do we? Man, wild night last night.
A disappointing night for me because I just can't get enough of Lamar Jackson.
None of us can.
Yeah.
But I think the Titans did.
I think they did as well.
I think the Titans gave Lamar Jackson all he could handle last night, man. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's before we get to the late game, why don't we go ahead and talk about this first game?
Let's talk about it.
The Vikings and the 49ers, coming into the game, I don't think either one of us really gave the Vikings much of a chance to win, but I thought it was going to be closer than that.
I love the Vikings all year long.
Yeah.
But this 49ers defense just pressures so good. And then on top of that, you had Dalvin Cook. He did not look explosive in any way. They were trying to get him going, but he looked slow to me.
Right.
So,
yeah, it was not what I expected.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot that you can say about Kirk Cousins, but I think he did the best he could. It's kind of, I know it was a disappointment for Vikings fans, especially you, Colleen. But, that's the way it works.
The playoffs are unpredictable. All you got to do is get a spot. Anyone can win it. Any given Sunday. But, the Vikings, all 8 teams that were left are great teams. There's no doubt about it. That was not the hardest pick for me to make, though.
No, I don't think so either. I think we both picked the 49ers to win that game.
Yeah.
And it happened as we expected to, but I still thought it was going to be a little bit closer.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot to talk about in that game.
If Dalvin Cook had gotten going, that's it. But he just looked slow, and that's kind of what it boils down to.
Right.
And Nick Bosa is a fucking monster.
Yeah, he's an absolute terrorist in the offensive backfield, man. He just –
it's not
fair that he's a rookie.
Right. He's only going to get better.
I know.
It's not only in the passing game where he's pressuring quarterbacks. He's great against the run.
Yep.
And the 49ers, the outside zone that Shanahan has implemented from his dad in the fucking 90s, you just can't figure out a way to game plan against it.
Definitely.
It's beautiful. And
look at a couple of these comments here. Derek Blue says, "You filthy animals, Bills Mafia."
Damn right.
Bills Mafia kind of dropped off a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Looks like the Patriots are still feeling the effects of that loss to the Titans. #Edelman.
All right, so let's talk about
Alex Fleming says, "Edelman's a thug, should be disciplined properly. Good morning, gentlemen."
Hey, we all have those nights where we drink.
You can't jump up on somebody's car, man.
He can because he's athletic enough to do so. You can't. I can't. But he can.
Man, I hurt my knees just thinking about jumping.
So I don't. They gave him for misdemeanor vandalism charge. But
misdemeanor vandalism, but I'm sure the damage done to that car was more than what misdemeanor would have fallen under. I think he got a little bit lucky with the,
possibly. All he's got it's Mercedes-Benz.
Mercedes-Benz.
He can pull that out of his lint pocket.
Yeah, I know. Like he's not hurting for money, but not a good look. I knew he was in some trouble mentally when he walked through the tunnel after that game and slammed his helmet down on the ground.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's not having a good time. John says the 49ers gave him a spanking like they did in the 80s.
Yeah, they did.
Derek says, "Watch your damn mouth about his Bills Mafia." Bobby says, "Henry is a grown-ass man. He is a monster." That is unfair. We're going to get to that in a minute. Brando says, "Take that Green Bay hat off." #GoHawks.
Hey, I'm not a Green Bay fan. I put this hat on because I knew he was going to be wearing a Seahawks hat
For sure.
and I'm a players fan. I'm a fan of the NFL. I am not biased towards any team. So I wore this because we're going to break down this matchup for you guys.
Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and talk about this Titans and Ravens game, man.
Let's talk about this Titans and Ravens game.
What the fuck? Like, I don't understand how Lamar Jackson puts up over 500 yards total and still loses the game by that big of a margin. I mean, what was it? It was 16 points?
28-12, I believe.
16 points.
So here's how it happened. For one, the Titans got up early. I said in our last stream, that's the way that they can beat them because then you can use Derrick Henry the way that he's meant to, the way he was born to be used. So
Crazy.
It's crazy. Not only that, there were 7 or 8 dropped passes. One of them that was a very catchable ball for Mark Andrews, tipped, intercepted. They couldn't capitalize on 4th downs, 4th and 1s.
Which is wild when you consider that they had several 3rd and 10 plus plays that they did convert on.
Yeah,
like it just, I did not expect that. I was so close Friday afternoon to picking the Titans. I was so close. And I talked myself out of it. I was like, yeah, the Ravens, that offense is just so good. But, man, this Titans team is for real.
For real.
And they're hungry. And Henry, big boy and Earl Thomas, he is one of the most secure tackling safeties in the league. And he just got big boyed several times.
Hey, he was popping them, though. He was coming in like they had him wrapped up. He dart. Boom. I was like, oh, shit, he might be hurt. Derrick Henry hops up. Bloop.
Yep.
Derrick Henry is a man of man.
Yeah.
But all these miscues, all the drop passes, the can't convert on 4th down, giving the short field to the Titans, like all of this kind of played in, and you can't get behind like that as that Ravens team and expect for Lamar Jackson to drop back 50 times and throw it.
90-plus offensive plays.
Yeah,
they had more than 90 offensive plays and could still only manage 12 points.
Yes, they were moving the ball so well.
Is this Titans team, is it the textbook definition of bend but don't break defense? Because that's what it looked like.
In a way, because what they were doing to the Ravens, they were giving them everything underneath, and they were forcing Lamar Jackson. They were clogging the middle is what they were doing, and then falling deep in coverage.
Well, that's what they said going into the game was the way you beat Lamar Jackson is don't let him get vertical on the field. You got to keep him running sideline to sideline.
And there were a couple of plays. They couldn't hold Lamar Jackson even with that game plan, which was a fantastic game plan.
You're not going to stop him every single time.
Right.
But they did enough. They stopped him, let him get 1 or 2 yards. That's fine. What they didn't do is they really limited big plays on their side of the field.
Yes.
They let the big plays happen 2 or 3 times on a 3rd and 16 and a 3rd and 14. They let those 20, 30-yard plays happen and then shut it down after that.
Yeah. So they came in with an excellent game plan. Vrabel is a genius, man.
Yeah, he is.
Do I think that the Titans are the better team? Absolutely not. They got ran all over. They really did, but it's those miscues. You can't win a game when you don't convert on 4th down twice.
Yeah.
Throw 2 interceptions and have a fumble lost. That's 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
In a playoff game.
Yeah.
That you can't do that.
No,
and win.
You can't. You can't. So that brings us. We're both sitting at 2-4 with our playoff picks.
We have not been very good at picking playoff games.
No. This is a hat bet. I really need to claw my way back into, at least even it up a little bit on you. But yeah, so we both picked the 49ers yesterday. We both picked the Ravens.
Mhm.
And I was so close to picking the Titans.
Yeah.
I was so close, man.
I had that thought in the back of my head. I knew going in the Ravens are the better team.
Yeah.
They're at home. They're rested. The Ravens got this, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, this is like I didn't.
It was the perfect storm for an upset.
Yeah.
Right. Mike Pompa says he's taking the Chiefs and the Hawks today. Hawks are due for a win.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry is the first player in NFL history to record 3 180-yard rushing games back to back to back.
What's crazy is I think he can do it again next week.
Why the fuck
on either one of these teams, because the Chiefs' run defense hasn't been stellar. That defense has gotten a lot better, and the Texans, man, you can run all over them all day.
How confident are you that he gets 180?
I'm not, because it's never been done before.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's never been done before 3 times.
Correct.
Either.
Correct. He didn't look like he ever got tired in any of these games. He doesn't get tired.
It's ridiculous.
He's a robot, man. Like it's insane.
All right, what were you saying?
Mike Pompa's taking the Chiefs and the Hawks today. Hawks are due for a win in Green Bay. Yeah, I agree, and I hope so. They are 0-8 on the road in Lambeau. Titans took the edges away, kept Jackson's legs bottled up, and forced him to use his arm. They did, and Jackson's arm is really good.
He looked good as a passer for the most part. There were a few ducks thrown in there, but that one to Hollywood Brown, he just brought it in. Oh,
that was beautiful.
God.
And Vaccaro looked like in his prime.
Yes.
He was all over the field, man.
Everyone in that secondary for the Titans, they have a great secondary.
They were just juiced up and ready to go, man.
They match up well. Let's say that the Chiefs win. They match up well defensively against that too. So
they match up defensively against anybody right now.
Sure. Yeah.
Wild. Remember Fitzpatrick with the Bucks where he threw about 500 yards and only scored 3 points last year? Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. Earl Thomas got bitch slapped. He did. That was against the Redskins. Henry put Earl Thomas on the spin cycle. Yeah. Earl Thomas before the game said something about it looks like people are scared to hit Henry. It's like we're not going to have that problem.
Yeah. They didn't, though. They didn't. They were popping him. He's just 250
Do you
pounds,
think
man.
I wonder if Henry in the back of his head had that comment and was just waiting to make Earl Thomas look silly? And he did. He stiff-armed him twice. Once in the face. Get off me. Turn around, then shove him in the back. Get off me.
Well, his reach is like this much longer than everyone else's. So
that 4.5 speed too.
4.5?
4.5.
You better slow that. You better speed that up a little bit.
Well,
I think
he ran a 4. He ran a 4.5 at the combine.
I think it's faster.
You think it was faster?
I think it was faster. I think it was a 4.4 or something. But no doubt he is fucking fast.
Let's find out.
Henry can be the next Jim Brown if he keeps it up.
4.54.
Okay.
Should have hat bet you.
I would not have.
I think he's faster though now than he was at the combine.
If they give him a head start, like his top end speed is ridiculous.
That's the thing, right? Because I was thinking about this last night watching the game. Running backs have usually on most plays 3 or 4 unaccounted yards, right? Because they get the ball 3 or 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, get to the line of scrimmage, and then they start counting. So he has, because they're running a lot out of the shotgun and because they're giving him the ball behind the line, he has that time to get up to his full speed, man.
Exactly.
And he just, God, he's so good. Titans are playing strong, but they can have their collapses like they did in the late 90s, early 2000s. Not there now, but will be there at some point. I don't know. I don't count them out.
You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, they're one of the top 4 teams in the NFL right now. So
run game travels, defense travels. They've got at least one more road game. You know,
it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
This is the dark horse story, man. I love it.
Big trust. Yeah, that's something about that. Jordan Thomas says he's also 2-4 after yesterday. Alex Fleming says, "Don't feel bad. I'm 4-2." Hashtag Drake curse. Who's Drake pulling for? Was he
what color
was he
shirt
there?
Was he wearing?
Yeah, was he there for the Ravens last night? Sitting at 3-3, taking John Missack is taking the Texans and the Packers. Patty Melt's about to get Andy Reid his Super Bowl ring. I don't know. Taking the Chiefs and the Seahawks. Lamar Jackson needs some wide receivers. Hollywood Brown doesn't cut it as a number 1
yet.
That second year leap is a real thing. You know, so next season, Henry had 190 yards. Yeah. That's not a typo. That really happened. Browns hired Vikings offensive coordinator as their head coach. Just happened. Did that really just happen?
Yeah, the Browns are filing the Browns are Kevin Stefanski. I think that is a great hire.
So do you think Josh McDaniels just...
I don't think Josh McDaniels could have possibly handled those personalities in that locker room. That's my take. I mean, you see him over there on the sideline arguing with Tom Brady. Like, I don't see that translating well into that Browns organization. I think Stefanski goes in there, puts his fucking foot down. I think it's a great hire. And let's be honest, they move that offense that he runs with the Vikings over there. This could be I like it.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this giveaway.
We got this shitty-ass Corey Davis jersey right here.
Nobody wants a Corey Davis jersey.
No one wants
part-time Davis.
Yeah. We also got a David
dumb.
Montgomery signed mini helmet right there. Pull that down for me real quick. We got the David Montgomery signed mini helmet, and we're going to be giving both of these away on Super Bowl Sunday. Oh, yeah.
There we go. That giveaway is kind of in the... We're going to be giving away on Super Bowl Sunday. All you have to do to enter, there's 3 ways. You join our Patreon at patreon.com/trueserum. Listen to the podcast, follow the instructions in the podcast, send us that code word. Mm-hmm. Or go to YouTube, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell.
Yeah, so this doesn't mean that you have to do all 3. You can do 1, get it entered 1 time. If you do 2 of them, you get 2 entries. Do all 3, maximize your chances. I can't wait. This is my favorite part of doing all of this. I love it.
Yeah, I love giving away stuff, man. Like, I'm not a Titans fan. I'm not a Bears fan. But if I won one of those, it would be sitting on a shelf looking pretty.
Sure.
Like, I don't understand. We had a couple of guys on our Facebook page kind of dogging about the giveaways that we're doing. But
you mean the touchdown scoring Corey Davis from last night?
You mean the touchdown reception from Derrick Henry?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, so make sure you get in on that giveaway. Like I said, 3 ways to enter. Go to youtube.com, find us at the True Serum Football. Like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, get in that way. Send us the code word that's in our podcast, or go to patreon.com/True Serum and become one of our Patreons. Get your name down here on the bottom of the screen. You can see those guys right down there.
Do that again. Right down there.
Right.
Oh,
there you go. Oh, wait, wrong way. See, Alex Fleming.
The camera's
How long are we going to go for this?
I don't know.
The camera's not reversed. That's the problem.
Right. You're reversed.
I'm reversed. All right, let's get into this divisional round part 2 preview. All right. We got 2 great games coming up. The first game, we're going to Kansas City with the visiting Texans going up against the Chiefs.
You mean Deshaun Watson's fourth quarter comeback, superstar, Superman,
Yeah,
Batman, and Robin himself.
whatever you want to call him.
He is a superstar.
He is, absolutely. I think Dabo Swinney might have been right when he said if you pass up on this guy, you're passing up on Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the highest slate on the game as far as projected points by Vegas. I think that we're all going to be creaming our little panties watching this game because it's going to be exciting.
Points on points on points.
I am so excited. Name a player from this game. Who do you think is the top scoring wide receiver in this game? You got really two choices. It's Tyreek Hill and DeAndre Hopkins.
Right. I have to lean Hill.
I do as well.
But I really want it to be Hopkins.
You want it to be Hopkins? You want the Texans to win this game.
I do want the Texans to win this game. Yeah, absolutely. You look at the quarterbacks. They're so similar in how they play. I think Deshaun Watson is a little bit more prone to lowering his shoulder and pulling the ball down and running it.
Yeah.
But they play so similar, man.
They do.
And you look at the defensive side of the ball. That's where I think you have the biggest difference.
Yes.
I think defensively the Chiefs are much better than the Texans.
Yeah, and they started off the season just getting blown out on the defensive end.
They figured it out.
Yeah.
Tyrann Mathieu has been on fire.
It's not only that, they're getting after the passer.
Yeah.
This Chiefs defense is for real right now. And I see a lot of points, but I see it coming down to
Derek says, Joey, I will heart punch you if you don't get off of Watson's dick.
I mean, you got to love the guy. You got to love Patrick Mahomes as well.
Absolutely.
I think that this is the perfect storm for a great game. And
Jordan says, did I mean to wear my playoff pick record on my jersey today? 2-4.
Oh, my God. That's good.
That's pretty good.
Dark horse bet is Will Fuller. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's had some very, very, very strong games,
but he doesn't show up. Like he just, you know what I mean? If he has a big game, it's because everybody on that team had a big game.
Maybe not. But what I like about it right now is they're coming off of a bye week. He's actually had time to heal up, hopefully. Now, I got him in my DraftKings lineup because he was 5K. And he could go out there and have one of them 15-target games where he scores 3 touchdowns.
For sure.
That's not out of the realm of possibilities, especially in this matchup where that's where the Chiefs are the most prone to get beaten is in the deep passing. If they can't get pressure immediately, he gets down the field. He can get it.
And Watson is really good at avoiding pressure.
Yes.
He is extremely good at avoiding pressure.
Broken plays, man.
Yep.
Broken plays.
He's like his improv ability is probably better than Patrick Mahomes.
That's what makes them similar in my eyes. Yep.
Yeah. He's probably a little bit better, but Patrick Mahomes has so much control over what his body does. Like those left-handed passes, the no-look passes, and everything. It's really, really good. Really difficult to pin that guy in. But Deshaun Watson is a little more shifty.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Both of these guys can probably shit in a toilet standing up. I mean, it's serious.
All right. It's a weird comment. I don't know how to react to that. Sean says Mecole Hardman has 2 40-plus yard touchdowns.
Today? That bit. No, I love Mecole Hardman. Speaking of, I just want to get into the dynasty aspect. Just a quick mention. I don't think the Lizard Man himself comes back next year. I don't think. I can't remember his real name anymore. Sammy Watkins. I don't think Sammy Watkins is a Kansas City Chief next year. There's a minimal cap hit. They paid him. They up front paid his contract,
right.
So they can cut him. He can be a free agent, and Mecole Hardman steps in as the number 2 in that offense. Demarcus Robinson will get a bump as well.
Sure,
I think that next year, look for a big leap out of Mecole Hardman. That's all I want to really say.
I'm with you.
I made a short story very long.
Derek Blue says, y'all sponsored by Watson? I can barely hear y'all with his dick in y'all's mouth. He's good, man.
He's
like you. That's why we're the truth serum, right? We separate fan from fact.
Yeah.
And he's a damn good quarterback.
Hey, y'all, do me a favor real quick. Like this video, share it if you don't mind.
Definitely.
That really helps us out.
Definitely. Nathan Jones says Watkins is trash.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so Texans and Chiefs. Who you got?
I have to say the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs.
I'm going to take the Chiefs as well, but it's close.
If this comes down to the Texans having the ball last, it could very easily backfire. Because
I got to take the Chiefs as well.
Because Deshaun Watson's dick is in my mouth. And I just really think that if he's got the ball last and it's a one-score game, that he can go down and be Superman.
Sure. All right, let's talk about the last game today. Seahawks and Packers.
Okay.
Seahawks coming into this game 0-8 in Lambeau.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson just doesn't get it done in Lambeau.
Right.
Every win that he's had against the Packers has been close, and one of them we shouldn't have gotten. That was that Monday Night Football Fail Mary game.
Okay. Do you also expect for this game to be close?
I do.
I do as well. Now, let's backtrack. If you take the Seattle's one-score games, all the games that they've won versus all the ones that they've lost in one-possession games, if you reverse those, what is their record?
It's like 4-12 or 3-13.
They are not a good team if that's the case.
They just find a way to stay in.
Yes, and this being a close game,
yeah,
I expect it to be a close game. This was the hardest game for me to pick. But I expect it to be a close game. Even
I want to address this real quick. Will Combs, he says, after all that Watson cocksucking, you both picked the Chiefs. Yeah, because the quarterback isn't the whole team. Right. The edge to me in this game is that Chiefs defense.
Me as well.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Now, if the Chiefs defense comes out and looks like they did the first 5 weeks of the season, they're going to get blown out. It won't even be close. But I don't think that's what's going to happen.
I don't either.
I think that Chiefs defense is for real. I think they're hungry. They heard it too much at the beginning of the season, how bad they were and how they couldn't stop anybody. And I think they figured it out.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
They're better than the Oakland Raiders.
Man, shut up. It wasn't a bad bet, man. I got 3-1 odds on it.
I get
I got 3-1 odds. And coming down the stretch, it looked like I might have been right.
I forced you into that because I told you I'd give you a 3-1 hat bet. So
yeah,
I probably would have taken that just with the outside chance. Shit, I get 3 hats. Hell yeah.
And I only lose 1.
Right. So I probably would have done that, but I was confident enough to pressure you into doing that.
So what's the bigger offensive importance on offense? Is it Aaron Rodgers' ability to pass in this game and having open receivers, or is it Seattle's ability to keep the ball on the ground and run the clock?
So the Seattle Seahawks secondary is trash. They're trash.
It's pretty rough.
You have a top.
It's pretty bad.
You have a top 5 wide receiver talent in Devontae Adams. You have a top 5 quarterback talent in Aaron Rodgers. I think that the secondary gets beat and beat often.
Right.
I think Alan Lazard could have a great game. I think Kumaro could have a great game. Any one of these guys could. Fucking, they're second worst against the tight end. I think the ghost of Jimmy Graham could have a great game.
The ghost of Jimmy Graham.
I just do. I don't think Seattle is going to be able to control the clock running
Control
the
the cock.
They're not going to be able to control the cock running the game.
I think you're right. Will Combs, he says Chiefs defense said no one ever. That defense has been damn good the past few weeks.
Said no one ever up until about week 9, week 10.
Yeah.
They really started turning the corner.
Yeah. That look at the defensive stats. I mean,
it's not even the shit that shows up in the stat books. If you watch them, they're moving that pocket, and that is crucial, especially in a playoff game. You got to pressure and get the quarterback moving out of his comfort zone, because if the quarterback's not comfortable, it's not going to be the same way as if he's sitting back there with a fucking clean pocket. And that's where they've excelled, even if they're not getting to the passer.
Right.
They still can be ran on. I definitely think that.
Yes.
And I just don't think – I mean, we got a 1,000-yard rusher in Carlos Hyde, but I don't think that he's going to be the engine that runs this offense, even against the defense that can be ran on.
The preferred term is Native American.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
All right. Let's get back to the Seahawks and the Packers. The same thing you're saying about the Chiefs' pass rush is, I think, the key to the game for the Seahawks.
Yes.
Jadeveon Clowney needs to hit Aaron Rodgers early, and he needs to hit him often, which is going to be tough because Aaron Rodgers gets every roughing the passer call. Like, you breathe on him too hard, and it's over.
Yeah. He's going to get pressured. That's the thing. I expect him to come out, do a lot of crossing routes. I expect to see a lot of Aaron Jones out of the backfield.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I feel like.
Well, you attack the middle of the field, and who are you attacking there? Bobby Wagner, who is having his worst season in the NFL.
He's having a worse season than I've had. I haven't missed any tackles.
I believe last time I saw the stat, he had the most yards given up of any linebacker in the league.
Yeah.
That's bad. Coming from a guy who is a Pro Bowler, which I don't know how he made the Pro Bowl with the season he's having.
He was a staple of that defense. But I think that it was possibly a little bit of their scheme, their back end that they had.
Yes.
That helped him out so much.
Absolutely.
The speed that he has. All the tackles that he had with the Legion of Boom, I think kind of having that secondary the way they
safety
were.
net.
Yes, I feel like
with Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas and Richard Sherman. I mean, that having that safety net behind you lets you play a lot harder in the run game, and he's doing well in the run game. But passing on him, man, he's not stopping anything.
Yep.
Alex Limley says, "Do we see another signature beast mode moment from Lynch today?" 2 games he's played. Both games he's had that signature beast mode moment.
Yep.
Right?
And he's had another week to work out.
I think we can expect a beast mode moment. I don't know that it's going to be a beast quake moment, but I line him up on the 3-yard line and let the big man go.
Yeah.
Like I think we see more of Marshawn Lynch than we've seen in the previous couple games.
Yeah, the splits were leaning towards Travis Homer.
Travis Homer's trash.
he's okay in the open field. They just aren't getting him there.
Sure,
I'm
sure I'm okay in the open field too. You get anyone in the open field, and if there's no one in front of me, I can run pretty far. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he has no elusiveness. He's not slippery. He's not wiry, and that's been what Seahawks running backs have been.
Yeah.
Look at Chris Carson. Chris Carson just doesn't go down on first contact. Marshawn Lynch just doesn't go down on first contact.
And that's not the style of running back he is.
No.
He's more of the quick muscle twitch.
Yes.
The quick muscle tits kind of guy.
Quick muscle tits.
Yeah.
Alex Fleming Wagner is the number one tackler in the NFL. Yeah, because he's good in the run game. But he is not a coverage back anymore. Coverage linebacker.
Is he leading the NFL in tackles?
That's what Alex Fleming says. Wagner is the number one tackler in the NFL. Is that this season? Or
I think what it is he has the most missed tackles.
He has the most missed tackles.
Yeah, I know he could be the leading tackler, but
right.
I know that he's missed the most tackles as well.
Right.
I think that's where we were going with that.
Wagner had 159 tackles this season. All right, yeah, I get that, but he's also the worst in coverage.
Yeah.
Just want to say thanks for the help, guys. Great fantasy year. 3 leagues, won 2 Super Bowls, got 3rd place. Thanks for the help. Y'all are the best. Hey, congratulations.
And we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hang out with us next year. We're gonna be here all off season.
We're not stopping. We're gonna be here all off season. Coming up to XFL, I'm doing my preliminary research with the XFL, getting my top lists out. Got a lot to talk about there. I think Jordan and I are going to kind of spearhead the True Serum XFL while Joey goes and does his draft prep stuff. So we're not going anywhere. We're going to keep this rolling. We're going to keep going.
All right.
So starting after the Super Bowl, we will be doing live streams for XFL stuff as well.
Okay.
I want to do an XFL giveaway. I'm just not sure that we're going to find any autographed memorabilia for the XFL, but I want to do an XFL giveaways. I want to get that going.
Simple. It could be something as simple as a fucking
Have you
XFL
seen the balls?
poster. A ball.
Have you seen the balls?
Yeah, they're dope.
They're so rad.
Yeah.
They are awesome. The XFL's got great balls. Not as many missed tackles as the Bill did on your gay lover Watson.
We're not going to sit here and act like you didn't just say that the XFL has great balls.
I meant it. I that was not a slip. I said it exactly how I meant it. The XFL's got great balls. But yeah, so we're going to get into all of that. Hopefully, we'll have a quarterback top list. It's hard with the XFL right now because we don't know anything about the defenses. We don't know anything about how these quarterbacks are going to adapt to new rules. We don't know
anything about half of the players that are on offense either.
Correct. Although Brandon Silvers, I'm really hoping, man, he's from my alma mater. He's from Troy. I watched him play a lot of football. He's a great quarterback. I'm just trying to not. Hey, look at all that. I'm trying not to let that taint it. But anyway, let's get back. Who you got? Seahawks or Packers?
I think this game is going to come down to one possession. I think Russell Wilson is a guy that wins games at the last minute. I'm going to take the Seahawks.
Most game-winning drives in NFL history.
I'm taking the Seahawks. I got the Green Bay hat on. I'm taking the Seahawks.
I don't know. Game theory says right here I have to take the Seahawks, right? Because then I'm not gaining or losing any ground. The Seahawks are 0-8 in Lambeau with Russell Wilson as the quarterback.
We saw how that shit worked out last weekend as well with who was it? Kirk Cousins. That was this week.
That was last week. Prime time
with Kirk Cousins playing in prime time. that's something that I've learned from doing this professionally.
There's a point where it's got to happen.
Leave that shit out. I can't. Just pick your team, man. Who you got?
I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
Oh,
I know.
That's not what you said pre-show.
I know, but I've talked myself into it. I think they're due for a win. If Seattle loses, it's because of a Hail Mary from Aaron Rodgers. That's what I'm going to say. If they lose, it's because of a Hail Mary at the end of the game from Aaron Rodgers.
I just want to let you guys know, before the show, we were talking. I asked him first who he was going to pick. He's like, man, I don't know. I think it's got to be this. It's got to be Green Bay. And I was like, yeah.
I have to separate the facts from my fandom.
Yeah.
But I think talking about it, I was all Green Bay until we started talking about it. And
it happens.
I think the Seahawks are scrappy enough to win, man. I think they're scrappy enough to do it.
Which one of y'all is leaving all them damn likes and love buttons? That's what's up.
I love it, man. I love it. Cole Beach says, do you think there will be an XFL fantasy in the future? There is going to be XFL fantasy this season. What they are doing right now is they are talking to ESPN and Fox and Yahoo. They're trying to find the official XFL fantasy service. Looking like it's probably going to be Yahoo and DraftKings.
It is official. It's going to be daily.
Right.
We just have no official word on whether we're getting a season long, right?
Right. Okay. They will have daily fantasy. Vince McMahon is a minority owner of DraftKings. So it's a no-brainer it's going to be on DraftKings for daily. I think we will see I'm sure there will be a season-long fantasy component to the XFL.
Even if it doesn't happen this year, if this league is successful, which I think it will be, because I don't know if you guys looked at the fucking rules or not, but on kickoffs
did you see?
Let's talk about that real quick.
All right, let's
just a real quick one.
Sure.
We won't go too deep into it.
All right. So kickoffs. Ball's at the 35. That's where the kicker's going to kick from. The rest of the coverage unit is sitting at the 50. I think it's the 50, right? And then the other team's at the 40. And then the return man's back wherever he needs to be. So on the kickoff, nobody on the line can move until that ball has been caught or has been on the ground for 3 seconds. So they are pushing for more explosive. It acts more like a punt.
Yeah,
except they still can't move until the ball's touched, right?
Right.
So visually on the field, it's going to look a little bit more like a punt.
Okay.
But it's a really weird rule. After a touchdown is scored, there's no extra point kicks.
Oh, this is a good
You line up from the 2, the 5, or the 10, and you're either going to get 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points, depending on where you lined up. I am so excited for that because if you line up at the 10 and you throw the ball and it's a pick and it goes back to the house, the other team's getting 3 points.
Yeah. Not only that, as well as on the punts, they snap the ball, the punter punts it. They can't run coverage until that ball is punted.
Right.
So this allows the punt team to set up their blocks. It's going to be a lot of scoring. It's going to be fun to watch.
That's what they want. They want big scores.
Also, if they kick the ball out of bounds on a punt, they're trying to eliminate.
Oh, yeah. Touchbacks go to the 30 or 35.
I thought it was the 40. But
no, out of bounds goes to the 40.
Out of bounds goes to the 40.
Right.
So no coffin corner.
Right.
They want this to be high scoring. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some 70 to 56 point games.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be wild, man. One thing that I'm really excited about to see it work is you can complete 2 forward passes.
Oh yeah.
So if you make a forward pass, like the play looks like they're setting up a screen, right?
It still has
Quarterback
to be
drops
behind
back
the line of scrimmage.
behind the line of scrimmage, drop a little pass to your running back or bubble screen to the wide receiver or something. That sets up a new line. That wide receiver can toss the ball
forward.
Twice. 2 forward passes as long as the first forward pass goes behind the line of scrimmage.
2 times.
That is crazy.
Yes, because in the NFL, when they do it, if they do that, the ball has to go backwards. Now the defense knows, okay, get back.
Right. Flea flickers and stuff like that. Yeah. But now you've got 2 forward passes.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be fun.
Cord says, go Dragons. Evan says, go Vipers. I'm rolling with the Dragons, man. My guy, Brandon Silvers, like I said, I was a huge fan of him watching him play at Troy. It's going to be awesome to see. Plus, they've got that the Navy quarterback that set all the rushing records at Navy, or maybe it was Army, in one of the military schools. He's a wide receiver for the Dragons. Okay. There's definitely some names there. Barrett Jones from Ohio State. There's even a couple guys that were NFL backup quarterbacks that are going to be playing. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm super excited for the XFL.
Guys, come follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube. You get entered in for a chance. David Montgomery signed mini helmet. Corey Davis signed jersey. Both authenticated. Another way you can get in. Go to patreon.com/thetrueserum. Sign up, support us. You're entered in a second time.
That's right.
And for the third time, listen to our podcast, The True Serum Football. You can find us anywhere podcasts are made. Listen to it.
If you've got an iPhone, make sure you subscribe and rate us.
Yeah, the ratings would really help. You send me a screenshot of that 5-star rating with a typed up review, I'll give you an extra entry.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Will Combs says, is there going to be a Truth Serum XFL season-long fantasy league? As long as we can get it set up before season starts, yes. I think I've been thinking about this. There's only 8 teams in the XFL. Mm-hmm. That means there's 8 quarterbacks. I think a 6-team league is equivalent. It's not even. It's going to be even tougher than a 12-team NFL league.
You don't necessarily have to do. You can make the quarterback position a super flex, so you don't necessarily have to start a quarterback.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking
you could make this an 8-team league. Oof. It would make it deeper. It'd make it tougher.
Right.
But there's only 8 teams, so yes, 6. But make it to where if there's bye weeks, that I don't know how the schedule is going to be yet, but.
I don't either.
Don't have to start a quarterback.
What's really cool is about the XFL, every game essentially is going to be a primetime game, mm-hmm. right? So every broadcast game, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday is I think how they're doing it. Every broadcast game is going to be primetime. It's going to be nationwide broadcast. What that means is I'm in Alabama. I'm pulling for the Seattle Dragons or the Washington Dragons, whatever they're called. I will be able to see at least 5 games for the Dragons. That's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah. Another way we could do it is 2 leagues at 4 teams apiece. Like you could run one. Jordan could run one. Do 2 14 sure. leagues. We're going to work out the kinks.
We'll figure it out.
If it happens on a platform, it's happening for us.
Definitely. Absolutely. Shit, we might even do some CFL fantasy. We're not doing CFL fantasy. Anyway, I think that's it for us. You got anything else?
Yeah.
What you got?
Stay true.
Stay true.